Folks, I take this opportunity again to welcome you to Global Leadership Perspectives. And today I would like us to revisit the issue of the maadamano that the opposition leaders called for the other day. And as the opposition leaders called for the maandamano, you will notice that the president, Mr. Ruto, left the country for Comoros and also for DRC. Now, the question perhaps most people are asking themselves that the president, as the leader of the country, why would he leave the country when the maandamano has been called for? Now, when you go through the social media, people are wondering, it is a way of running away from the problem, not wanting to get involved in terms of solving the challenge at hand. Others are also posing the question, it is one way of underestimating or underrating the maandamano that was called for by the opposition leaders. This is so because even though it has happened at least the second time, then it appears to be taking a certain trend. Does it mean next time, if they may call for maandamano, he will again look for another loophole or an opportunity for him again to leave the country? Now, those are some of the things that are lingering in the mind of people, and you cannot help it. Now, this perhaps my observation one, where the leadership of the country is concerned, it all falls on the back of the president. It stops on him. And for this reason, it is paramount if he is around and is able to provide leadership. Well, others may argue and say perhaps he put everything in place and then he left and he delegated to his deputy as he did last time. In terms of leadership, one can appreciate that. But if you look at it again from other lenses, especially political lenses, then such kind of theory, in my own view, does not stand. It is a way of planning and leave the blame to somebody else, so that when things goes waywire, things doesn't work, then he is exonerated from the problem. And rather the deputy will be squarely blamed because he was in charge. And so that is one way that I'm looking at it. But fundamentally speaking, he is the president, and as the president, he's supposed to provide that kind of political leadership, especially during a crisis moment, as it was experienced during the maandamano, because that is a crisis moment. Maandamano is not is not an easy thing for the administration. And so he needs to be around to provide that kind of leadership. I'm not saying that maandamano can always stop him from performing his other official duties outside, but his primary duty has to do with serving the people of Kenya and providing leadership where the immediate Kenyan people are concerned. I'm saying this because the other day there was an unfortunate incident at Londiani, and apparently, unfortunately, the country lost over 50 people, and may their soul rest in eternal peace. And so, even the way the government responded to it, it was not really convincing. The attention that this matter needed was not necessarily accorded. And so something needs to change, and something needs to be done differently. And so the president has to be around and has to provide accurate and good leadership where the country is concerned, even during the moment of maandamano. That's one. Number two, him going away, as I've mentioned earlier on, could it be a way of exonerating himself from some of the dirty schemes the government has usually planned during the maandamano, so that when he is away, he can easily say, for me, I was away, I delegated the responsibility, and so the people that I delegated the responsibility to, they are the people that are supposed to be asked in case things goes waywire. And perhaps that could be one of it. Politically, it may sound okay and very clever, but in terms of leadership, then it indicates a lot of gaps and a lot of leadership that still needs to be worked on. And the other thing, again, you look at it from this kind of external foreign trips. As much as it has to do with maandamano, and as much as he has to conduct his official duty, the issue and the question of BRICS is still at hand. And I want to believe somehow, anyhow, there is a way a certain cloud of people are using Mr. Ruto to go around the issue of the BRICS. Because BRICS is knocking, is at the door, and as we have been talking about it, the leadership of BRICS is coming in a big way and in a big force. And so the conventional powers are scared about this, and they have to find a way of insulating their areas of operation. And I feel even in terms of Africa, Mr. Ruto might be playing a role on behalf of some of these foreign powers in relation to the BRICS. I'm saying this because even Kenya itself has been hunted down. Has been hunted, and someone somewhere is careful to convince them to join BRICS. And at some point, I believe it almost happened. Then I think for some reasons it did not happen. And so I feel that a certain or a section of foreign powers are keen in using Mr. Ruto to do some certain kind of things in other African countries. And that's why lately he's talking with a lot of confidence out there, and he's really vocal where African issues are concerned. It appears he's speaking for Africa, but for me, that is only a cover-up. There is something underneath, and that thing that is underneath, it is the interest of the foreign powers. The King bless Africa.